using that same concept, what about that emotional development?
That out of all things, that is the most underrated, underattended, underappreciated aspect of manhood, because in actuality, we're not taught to embrace our emotions. It's almost the most human characteristics that we have. I'm a music person, and there's a song where it's called Emotions, and the guy goes through the song saying, emotions make you cry sometimes, it makes you sad. But the one example that he used that I always like to use is when we're born, one of the first things that the doctor does to ensure your child is somewhat healthy is to see if the child can cry. But as we get older, as males, the whole concept of being emotional and expressing ourselves, there's a saying that I hear students say, are you in your feelings? It's okay to be in your feelings. It's the most human aspect of all people. It actually humanizes you, because if you were not in your feelings, then you would not be considered and very insensitive of other people. So I think that's one of those, because sometimes we focus so much on the physical, that we forget about the emotional, because men have feelings too, and that puts me in my feelings saying that, but we have feelings too. So the emotional piece, and anytime I'm working with young males, I try to get them to honor how they feel and what they think. And by honoring how you feel and what you think, you get a better understanding of yourself emotionally. And that transfers oftentimes to, because men haven't been taught to embrace their emotions, we do things aggressive. We punch holes in walls, we kick stuff, we curse, we storm out, we do all of these things as opposed to just actually talking about it or acknowledging that we have feelings. So like I said, I elaborated quite a bit on that one, but that is the piece of manhood that we just don't really address, because it seems as if, like, if you have feelings, then you are less of a man. And, one thing a man doesn't want to be is, I'm not a punk. It's not about that. It's just about, again, being human. And I just think we're robbed of that because we don't have programs like Brotherhood Academy that can kind of teach those aspects of manhood again. And just, kudos to you for what you're doing, because it's a missing gap and it's needed. I am an understanding of myself, of learning about manhood as I go along, instead of having that, as I matured as a young man. So emotion that's huge. That's huge. And I'm just a big proponent of trying to get males to go there, to go to that place and be okay with it, so.
Yeah, it is a big challenge, particularly if you've grown up in environments where there's this understanding that because you are a male child, you are not to be able to express your thoughts or express your emotions, or, that whole sit down and be quiet, or make sure you stop crying, or men don't cry, that kind of thing. And unfortunately, a lot of males will internalize that concept and say, I can't be emotional, I got to do X, Y, and Z. And then when you're now talking about a future spousal relationship where there is a desire to hear emotions and to be vulnerable, there are some men that may struggle with that.
I want to kind of go along what you said, just give a personal example. So when I was in college, I had a roommate, still my friend to the day. I was, part of his wedding. And every night when we used to go to bed, he'll say, in terms of abbreviating my name, Lejuan, hey, Juan, hey, what's up, man? I love you. Hey, man, go to bed. It's because I wasn't used to, and oddly enough, I wasn't used to another man telling me he loves me. So who does that? Like, I'm not soft. Don't tell me you love me. So it took, fast forward, moving to North Carolina. I'm about 25 at the time, and I'm riding with my uncle and his best friend, and I'm in the back seat. So my uncle gets out of the car and he says, hey, man, I love you. And his best friend say, I love you too. Like, that's okay. Men can say they love each other, but again, I didn't experience that, in a sense, men saying that. And, it might be in a brotherhood way. Okay, man, that's what's up, but it's never actually expressly said. So from that point, it took me to see it as an example. And I just recently, on my college roommate's birthday, I called him and told him how I appreciate him for doing that. Like, he made it comfortable, in a sense, to that it was okay. And it took me to 19 to, like I say, actually have a man express that he loves me, and it not make me feel, or him to feel, actually, because he was the the one who was saying it, feel less of a man. So again, that's kind of still tying back into that emotion piece. It's okay to tell another man you love him and not be looked at in a judgmental way, so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So piggybacking on the concept of love, what about spiritual development, particularly of young boys? What are your thoughts on that?
The most direct and very simple way is know thyself. By knowing you, kind of to some degree with the cologne, to what religion works best for you, to what practices that best enhance your spirituality. Just really the old African adage of know thyself. So the more you know who you are, the more in tune, or how to get in tune with yourself spiritually. So again, just having an understanding of yourself, which is a consciousness. And from that consciousness, it develops itself into the action of spirituality in a sense. And I think, again, just knowing who you are, and even for myself personally, the more that I fell in love with Lejuan and got to know who Lejuan is, I have a better understanding of myself spiritually and what works for me in terms of enhancing my spirituality. So just, again, the old African adage, know thyself, and the better and the more you know what works best for you.
I love that. I love that. Again, what you've talked about is being a well-rounded individual, whether it is in the mental development, the physical development, the spiritual development, and or the emotional development, recognizing who you are, what are your triggers, what are the things that may bother you, and then how do you respond to those things? Do you respond from an emotional perspective? Have you recognized it's okay to be emotional? Do you understand from a spiritual perspective who you are? Are you physically prepared and physically fit? And then also making sure that you have a different understanding of your mental capacities as well. So let me turn. Smith, and I hope that you have had the opportunity to enjoy our broadcast. I hope that you've walked away with nuggets of wisdom, leadership components, and things that you could implement, whether it be in your family or whether it be in your learning environment or your teaching environment or whatever the case may be. Our hope and our prayer is that you walked away with something that is very tangible that you can use immediately. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, take a moment and share it with others so that we can continue to spread the word of how we are utilizing the component of empowerment through our broadcast, Teaching Boys and Raising Sons, so that others can be empowered as we all walk in this thing called life together. Also, if you are looking to donate to an organization, please consider us. We are a 501c3 organization, and so all donations are tax deductible. Once again, if you are looking for an opportunity to give in order for us to continue this broadcast, visit our website, also listed below, but also take a moment to just donate or share or let individuals know of the great work that we're doing under our broadcast, Teaching Boys and Raising Sons. We again are so honored and privileged that you have taken time out of your day. We know we are all busy. And we are so excited that you have taken time out of your day to come and learn a leadership nugget, a word of wisdom, or something that we hope that will encourage you on your journey. Once again, I am Shamika Smith. I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. Again, visit our website located at the bottom of your screen, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.